the following sentence I'm about to say may be not safe for work or not safe for your ears. And that is, your moist crevice is visible through your damp, wet slacks. A lot of people might be disgusted by that sentence, as the writer of this article from Motherboard found via his Twitter feed, in which people said that was the worst thing I ever heard, you ruined my lunch, I hate you, etc. And it's interesting that we think about how certain words can be considered the worst words or the grossest words. And it seems like the word moist has taken that crown. There is actually some scientific research on this, as you brought out a 50-page research paper on the word moist.
This is Thibodeau's scientific paper.
That's Paul Thibodeau.
It's peer-reviewed, and it's a research article on the word moist and the visceral reaction that people get from hearing it.
It's not a dirty word. It's not profanity.
No, it's not taboo.
But people hate it. Like if you say things like moist cake, it's not even referring to anything remotely like sexual or bodily oriented, but people don't like it. And this seems to want to figure out why. Why does it get such a visceral, disgusted reaction?
Yes. So there's between a 10 and 20% of the American population that has this visceral reaction. And it's very intense. And some people have almost like a somatic reactions to it, where they actually do start to feel queasy, or they start sweating and they get upset. And what this paper basically tells us, the conclusions are really iffy, but if you take the contextual experiments and you talk about where the word moist is placed, are we saying something that is sexual? So is it, they use the word moist associated with pussy, or they use it in culinary circumstances, so is it moist cake, like you said, or is it moist when it's talking about the environment and it's talking about humidity? And it runs a series of experiments, and it basically measures the disgust levels that people have, their own theories and their own hypotheses on why they are disgusted, and it takes all this down. And the results are interesting because apparently the differences and the aversion to the word moist is more prevalent among younger, more educated, and more neurotic people, as well as more with women than with men.
I feel like I should fit this, but I'm not disgusted by the word moist. I don't care, but there's girls in me. I think Hannah hates the word. I think Anna might hate the word too. I don't care, so maybe I'm not educated enough.
Maybe not. And there are different theories as to why you would be. Is it something, one of the first ideas was that the phonological properties would be the letters, the combination,
right,
but then
there was one a popular opinion that the aversion was related to like how the letters are together, like the oi sound with st together. There's other blah words, or the blah words like chunky, squirt, pustule, which has a nauseating sound associated. I mean, it might be an onomatopoeia related thing as well, which is.
But then why would words like hoist, and they come up with other examples that do not create that immediate aversion. So then the new theory is that it really comes down to the meaning of the word and how we associate it with bodily fluids, and we associate it with things like vomit and phlegm and mucus, and how that is what triggers disgust.
Is there a word to you that triggers disgust? I mean, here it lists other words like damp, puke, wet, the F word. I don't know why I said the F word. Fuck, etc.
There are probably two words that I struggle with. Spanish is my first language, so I have a lot of trouble saying the word uncomfortable without thinking about it.
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
That's how I think about it in my head too.
Yes. And then also Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Wednesday. I know, you guys, it's just so hard. I have to think about it every time I spell it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would say that's more of a linguistic problem because English is a weird language with a lot of things that just make no sense. And it would be really hard to learn that as your second or third or language.
Disgust, probably with the word titties. I don't know why you would ever use that word, why you would ever refer to breasts as titties, but
I mean,
don't.
Birds are titties.
Yeah, I guess. I hadn't thought of it in that context. What about you? What word, do you have a word that disgusts you?
Horny, but now that I think about it, it doesn't disgust me. I just think it's funny. So maybe I've changed as a person. But I remember when I was younger, I used to be like, oh, I hate the word horny. And now I just think it's like a stupid, silly word. It's funny to me, but I don't know. Maybe that says how I've changed as a person.
You've matured.
Or I've regressed. I mean, according to this educated young woman thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Something happened. Someone moved somewhere. That's all I know. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, though, when you look at moral outrage from a seemingly innocuous word and a 50-page research.
Someone's life has been dedicated for the last few
Someone
years
is obsessed
to
with that word.
studying why the word moist is causing this adverse reaction.
I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. I mean, if you hate it, you hate it. And maybe if you don't care, like the way I am right now. Audience, is there a word you hate? And do you hate the word moist? Let us know below in the comments, and please like and subscribe for more.